everyone, welcome back to the 3D Disciple podcast. This is the second youth takeover, and I'm here today with Colton, Brenden, Clara, Abby, Hannah, Willow, and Ethan. Hannah, Willow, and Ethan went to the Ridge, and the rest of us were at the island.
Welcome to the 3D Disciples podcast, Summer Edition, where we're working together to develop disciples who display God's love as we deploy into God's world. Make sure you're subscribed on whatever platform you listen on.
One of the things you could spend this summer, kind of give a challenge out over the next several months as we look to kicking off in the fall again. Koinonia, being part of a Koinonia cord group, this special fellowship of Christians that have with one another and an intimate group, is that these months could be either seeking out or at least praying, Lord, provide me with a group of 2 or 3 people I can join with, that now we have kind of covered the development, a group that I can display the love with and start to help others grow, that we really need one another. And so spend this couple months either seeking or praying that God will provide you with a cord to join for further growth and development.
We sang lots of songs at camp.
That was my favorite too. Yeah.
Okay, our favorite song was Goodbye Yesterday. I know it's bye, but it was a really good song.
The most great song.
Yesterday, I'm living in the light of a new way. Yeah. What was your favorite song?
I don't
know the names of the songs.
Yeah, I don't
Sing
know.
Okay, so this year camp was obviously a different experience than last year. So what were some of the biggest differences for you that you've noticed?
The food.
The food was definitely worse this year.
Yeah.
Were you there last year?
You don't go last year. The food was gotten
Clara
worse.
wasn't even there last year.
She knows. She just knows.
She knows. So we were in the cabin a lot more. Last year it was like, you cannot go in the cabin between like lunch and dinner. It was just like no cabin time. And this year, like, we went to the beach a lot, or like Top of the Rock, and then it was, okay, after the beach, let's just go back and get a shower and take like a 30-minute nap and then go to dinner. But last year it was like, no naps, you're going to be outside all the time. That was a difference.
That was a big difference.
A little more relaxing, I guess, because last year just go. But now we could just kind of like sit and like do stuff, talk.
I think that, honestly, it was way different this year because last year we had a split cabin where they split the younger kids and the older kids. This year we were all together. This year I feel like it was way more relaxing at the same time because we were in the cabin a lot. But like if you didn't want to be in the cabin, it was nice that we had 3 counselors because we could just leave. Like a counselor would take us.
One of the differences that I noticed was there were a lot more campers and it was like really packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had units. So like last year there weren't any units, but there was units like 1 and 2 and was there 3 and 4? 3 and 4 or something. And like the first 2 units, like since there were so many people, we all couldn't fit into the dining hall, the place where we ate lunch. So units 1 and 2, which we were in 1 and 2 and they were in 3 and 4, like we got to eat first. And then it was like a 30-minute period for like everybody in our unit to eat lunch. And we'd go in and then it was like, get your food, get down, eat. Like they allowed us to talk. It was basically just fill your stomachs and then get out. Like they were telling us, like, if you're done eating, you put your plate away and you get out of here so that other people can get added. And that was different. So like we didn't get to see you guys at lunch, but that was okay.
I saw them at the door.
Yeah, I saw you at the door. We were walking out and you guys were always walking in. And there was no camera this year. Last year there was a camera to video you while you ate, but since they were like get in and get out, there wasn't a camera. Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
There was a live stream.
I made the live stream. I was walking behind them.
My dad said he saw you, Lindsay.
Yeah, it's funny.
So for us, I know it was kind of similar in the ways that we were the same color. We were all blue. And we were in the same cabin that we were last year.
Me and Benny slept in our same beds that we had last year too. Same cabin, same beds.
Yeah. But last year, red won. But this year, blue won.
I carried. Hardcore carried.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I did.
Our cabin wasn't there. We weren't winning. I'll just say that.
They did not participate in anything.
I participated. I was in the Boo Bar Bash.
He did. He won that trash can.
I won the trash can game.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even actually
remember.
remember that.
Me and Caleb were
Oh,
in
yeah.
the trash can game, and we won.
Yes.
Didn't it come down to like you two and him, and then?
It was the 3 blue people, and then versus the 1 red.
Oh, yeah.
So
So it wasn't an individual.
And I got an inner
but
tube.
we still carried.
You did.
Got an inner tube out of the dog pile.
The trash can game, you had to like lock hands, and then whoever touched the trash can, they were out. So it was very aggressive.
Yeah.
And like everybody else formed a circle, and they were jumping up and down, like sweating and cheering, and it was big.
It was crazy.
Our cabin boosted the morale for blue team. We
For real.
carried the morale.
Yeah.
We started every chant.
I
Finished every chant.
We honestly
Just
should have
saying.
been the team leader cabin because
We
we
should have.
were hyped.
Thanks to us, you guys won. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So we didn't even really participate in the evening games other than obviously the Pooh Bar Bash. We
Yeah.
went there and we cooked. And then
And the water one.
the Doodah,
Yeah.
we cooked in that too. And then the rest of the games just weren't good. Like Robbie's Run.
Yeah, that was
Run.
one of the
Yes.
greatest games.
Yeah, I was Robbie
I
walk
liked
over
it.
the hill.
I like running, guys. It wasn't that bad.
It was pretty bad.
I didn't even run.
It was bad because we lost terribly.
We lost
That's
so bad.
true.
Like the people carrying the stuff, like you have to carry like
These
poles,
poles.
through the race, and the first team to have all the poles there like got a point or whatever. And our poles like never even showed up.
No, all the red team were in.
They
Yeah,
took
like a
them to the
single
wrong
blue.
spot.
Oh.
So we were supposed to take them to the program guys, and we just didn't. We just set them down on the fence, so they never knew that any of our pools were there.
The one pool came in after the race was over.
I did see that.
With all the big boys.
Yeah.
All the big boys had a pool.
The challenges during the games. So when we play different games, there were always like different like mini challenges in there to like give us boost or like bonus, whatever. And some of them were quite crazy. So does anyone want to say any of the little challenges we had to do?
We had to crawl across the. Sorry, were you gonna say something? No, I'm confused at what you're talking about. Like whenever we crawled across the turf court, because we were in Boo Bar Bash, and like we had to crawl across the turf court, and the turf court was so scratchy, and like kids were like busting out their knees and like their hands and stuff. But we had to crawl back to one side and then to the other side, and then the first team back, which was like 250 people on the team, first team to get back to their side like got a energy boost or a coin or something.
I had to get on someone's shoulders that I had no idea who it was. She was just like, let's go. And I'm like, okay. Yeah.
I put Lindsay Schmader on my shoulder.
We had to like stack people in a pyramid.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was horrible.
Were you in one of those?
Yeah.
Were you like
I
on the
was-
bottom?
Like middle.
I was like the second one, and then I was the reason
I think I
that
was
we
on
didn't.
top of you.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Because I fell, and I was like,
I might have been.
The turkey flock that lived on the island.
they were turkey.
Yeah, they got to the island somehow.
When the lake froze.
Yes,
Lake froze, they would walk over.
They came across.
That was like the only animal life I saw.
Yeah.
Other than like
Birds.
birds.
There were squirrels.
And mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, there were so many squirrels. Yeah,
Mosquitoes.
we saw a baby
Hey,
squirrel.
and they're the only animal life I saw was mosquitoes, guys.
There was a mouse.
And that
There was a mouse.
There was a mouse.
Oh,
Oh,
right.
it like ran the whole way
During a
across,
breakout
yeah.
session,
There
a
were
mouse
two
ran
mice.
in.
There
Yeah, it ran
There
across
you-
the whole
There were two
way.
mice.
There were
And
none.
then
I
there
don't
were
know.
one.
Wait.
That was one.
There's
We were in
Were we
group
at the conflict?
one. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Everyone like started screaming and like, oh my gosh, I was just sitting there like, oh, what is happening? What was your favorite meal, if you had one?
Burgers.
I don't know if I had a favorite meal.
tacos. I like tacos.
The chicken tacos were good.
Yeah, I like tacos.
I like the mashed potato popcorn chicken
Yes.
bowl.
That
Because
was
like
pretty
that's
good.
something that I don't really have here. I mean, I guess I could put it together, but it's not. We usually do.
Yeah.
So that was different. That was good.
What were your counselors' names?
Peabody.
Okay.
What?
We had Shadrach, whose real name was Javik. Then we had Mr. Peabody, and his name was Isaiah.
Cadence spelled with a Y.
Jamie.
And Ariel.
Yeah, Ariel had to leave early, which was kind of sad, but she was going to reunion. So we had an early goodbye, which was really sad.
I feel like we got really close with Cadence.
Yes.
Like she
Cadence-
was like part of our little.
it was
group.
our bunk, like me and Bindy's bunk, and then Clara and Lindsay's on like a corner, and then it was like Cadence. So like
Yeah,
we would
we
just
all
sit
were right
there and we
there.
would like just talk.
For ages.
It was
yeah.
so fun.
It was very fun.
And Jamie was really fun. Jamie
Yeah.
played volleyball with us. It was really funny to just watch. we were all so bad.
Speaking of volleyball,
No,
did
we do
anyone
not
play in any
speak of
sports tournaments?
Oh, I touched.
Absolutely not.
You did not do any.
We didn't do anything.
Hey, did you watch any sports tournament?
We watched.
No.
I watched a little bit of the basketball one, and then I watched All-Star basketball, obviously. But
We sat on swings.
I had to support Big
Like
Nick.
3 hours a day, we sat on a swing.
Yeah, because
Swung.
Jack loved the swings. We'd go to the beach right after lunch because it was hot, and then we'd go back to the cabin, change, find Jack, and we'd go to the swings, and we'd sit there and talk about stuff. It was
all we
very
did.
nice.
Was nice.
We did sports tournaments.
We dominated the sport.
Let's start with soccer.
We were,
Yeah.
yeah.
Soccer
I wasn't in the
tournament.
soccer tournament.
We were.
Yeah, we played in the soccer tournament.
It was 3-0, I believe.
Yep.
We lost. However,
we
we put up a
tried.
good effort. I
Yeah, we
feel like.
tried. So, we tried. So
And none of
So it
us
was
play
0-3?
soccer.
So it was 0-3 if you lost.
I know, but I was trying to like insinuate that we won.
I know, but I'm not letting that slide.
And then we were also in the volleyball tournament, and
We don't speak of volleyball.
I
It
don't
was
remember
number-
to talk about the volleyball.
we were the number one team to get out. But we were still number one.
We were
Yeah, we were number
first.
one.
We were
Didn't
number
we?
one.
Yeah, we were first
Yeah.
to get out.
First to get out. Number one team.
We were
so
the
we were
number
number
one
one.
team.
We
We were number one.
It was funny because like they would serve it and then we'd all just like watch.
I'm pretty sure we did not like make a single like volley back over the net successfully.
No, I think we didn't.
I think we got one.
Maybe one.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
we
one.
did get one. I think.
Like we never
But
served
other
the ball.
than that,
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
Okay.
We were okay. Wait, we were also against like 7 guys, and
That's
there was
true.
like
Yeah,
6, and we were all girls.
the volleyball was unfair.
It was very unfair.
I thought they split the tournaments
They did
between
not.
guys and girls.
They
Not
did
volleyball.
Not volleyball. Yeah.
Did you guys
could-
play the South?
You had to
Probably. That was
I think it
probably
was
the team
actually.
that-
you had to have like at least 2 girls on the team though, but like the other people were all just guys, and they were like spiking and it was just.
It was definitely the South.
It was definitely
it was.
clip.
Our showers were a lot cleaner, thank goodness.
Yeah, but you guys had your own shower, didn't you?
What?
You guys had your own bathrooms and showers in your
We had to
cabins.
share with another cabin, so it was like a cabin bathroom in the cabin, and then, but we had 2 showers and like 2 toilets and 2 sinks, and they had 2 also. So it wasn't bad.
We could
So you had
just
4.
use
Yeah.
theirs, which was also nice.
What?
So you had 4.
4, but we had
to use our own.
We had
Like, there were
2.
2
Like
for
there were
our
2 labeled for us, but if they weren't there, we could use theirs.
Abby never showered in the correct shower the entire time.
I didn't know. But it's okay. They weren't there because we would wake up at 6. By the way, we only got like, us girls only got like 36 hours of sleep that week maximum.
Oh.
And yeah, because we would sleep just about 6 hours every night. And even if we took a nap, like it wasn't, because we had to wake up really early the last
Yeah, we
night.
definitely got less.
But I had to watch, and nobody else like had to watch it. Like they didn't have their phone, so they didn't know how to tell the time. And the one guy, like random guy, I didn't even know who he was. He just came up and was like, "Yo, homie, what's the time?" And I was like, "You need to go." But so I had to watch, so I can like set timers and alarms on my watch. So I would wake up at 6 every morning and like wake up Clara and Lindsay and sometimes Bindi, and we would just get a shower at 6 in the morning because nobody was there and nobody cared how long of a shower we took. So we would take like 15-minute showers, and it was really nice. And then we would just like crawl back in bed and like
Go back to
rest
sleep.
until everybody else got up and got ready and would leave to go get breakfast. So
We had a strict 24-hour shower rule. You had to shower within 24 hours because, if you don't,
Takes
it gets very bad.
Yeah.
And you cannot be within each other. It should, honestly, next year, it's a 12-hour shower rule. You have to shower within half a day. So
Brenda like that here.
yes.
The campfire. Does anyone want to explain what we did at the campfire?
We went to this fire and they gave I think they gave the message at the fire that day, and it was at night, so the sun was setting, which was very cool. And then at the end, they all had these sticks, and they're like, if you want to surrender something, you can take a stick from a counselor and throw your stick in the fire. So everyone went up in a big circle and threw the sticks in the fire. It was very cool. I really enjoyed the fire.
Did everyone throw a stick in the fire?
I did not.
I did.
I did.
I did.
I also did.
I did not because I threw one in last year And it's kind of like, well, you're going to keep on sinning and you're going to keep on making mistakes. So there's no point in keeping to throw a stick in every year. You know, like it's going to happen. And what's going to happen whenever there's not a campfire for all your sins to magically be forgiven every year? Like you don't need a campfire, you need God. So that's kind of how I was. And I was like, I didn't feel the need to go.
I'll keep swimming to the island and throwing a stick in every year for the rest of my life.
We had our counselors and they told us their testimonies for some of the evening devotionals. Did you guys have your counselors tell you testimonies?
Yeah, we got testimonies.
We all told our own testimonies too.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of.
Everyone.
Yeah, we kind of did.
Kind of. So our counselors are like they're obviously older than us, but kind of younger, like 19, 20-ish. Was Jamie like 21,
yeah.
I think? And their stories were really cool because some of them were like born Christians and kind of like grown up in a church, but weren't really like part of the church. And then they strayed like a lot. And it was just cool to see their stories of like, because Jamie like literally like completely flipped, like just found a Bible and just picked up a Bible and then started reading it. And it was really cool just to see her testimony. But then I was starting to think like, I've been a Christian longer than they have, but like they know so much from being at the BI, and that was really cool.
It's cool to see like how far you can come in such a short
because so cool. What was everyone's favorite breakout session that they went to?
Mine was probably the man breakout session.
That was a good one.
Yeah. We talked about like how to be a man of God and just how to like not be a douchebag, but still be a, because as a man, you're like holding all your emotions and you have to be strong and you have to be, you can't really be nice. You can't be like forgiveful. And then the Bible, it kind of tells you otherwise. And it was showing you how to do it, which was interesting because we went back to our cabin that same night and none of us ever knew how to like be a biblical man of God. Like not a single person there knew how to properly do that, how to like talk or how to forgive or anything. So that was interesting.
My favorite breakout session was when we separated into like group 1 and 2 and 3. It was like the first day there, and group 1 was like believers in Christ, and 2 was like kind of like had their doubts, and group 1 was like, I'm kind of new to this. Anyway, I went to the believer one, and he gave like all these statistics about like reading your Bible, and he was also talking about like you're on a spiritual high here, like you're in the Bible every day and it's making a big impact on you. And then he said, whenever you go home, like what are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there and go back to your old ways? Or are you going to keep reading and having your quiet time? And he said, if you read the Bible 4 more times a week, you are 400 times more likely to memorize Bible verses, which I thought was really cool. And then he also said you're 30% less likely to be lonely and 228% more likely to share the gospel with somebody else. And I thought that was really cool because like three disciples were on deploy, so like reaching out. If you're reading the Bible 4 more times a week, you have so many Bible verses that you can memorize to share with other people, and you're 228% more likely to share with other people too.
Stayed up till about 1:30 every night.
Every single night.
Maybe 2:30. We're probably up at 7.
Yep.
So.
And then we would come back for quiet time and do our quiet times in our cabins and then sleep.
Yep.
Yeah, last year our quiet time, we did it like outside our cabin. Like we could walk to our cabin in less than 15 seconds and we would sit in the hot sun and like do our quiet time. But this year it was really nice because we were able to go back to our cabin, like sit on our bunks and then read.
Yeah, our first quiet time, we did it outside and I was not having that. And I fought to go back to the cabin because I was not sitting in the sun.
Okay, so me and Abby noticed a lot of overlaps, like with things that we've been learning here at church and in Sunday school and what we were learning at camp. So we have a little list of things. Do you want to say one of them?
Okay, so our first breakout session, which I already mentioned, he was talking about whenever you go home to have these accountability people. And he was just like, have a person or like a group that like you could go home and just like text and be like, hey, what'd you learn today, or in the Bible today, or like here's what I learned. And I thought that was really cool because when we were talking about koinonia, like Pastor Jason mentioned like discipleship courts and to like be more connected and like on fire and just having more conversations with other people outside of church, which I thought that was cool.
Another one is we've been learning in Sunday school. Shout out to Jerry. We've been learning, we were learning about the I am statements. And at camp, we did like a whole, I don't know, was it an evening?
It was a chapel or rally chapel thing.
Yeah, something. It was like a whole lesson basically on the I am statements. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. It was like the I am statement, like I am the door, I am the way.
Oh, that was at the, which was the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just went through all the I am statements. We went through that with Jarrett.
It did.
Another overlap was like the songs. We sang some of the same songs too, and like you've already won and Christ be magnified. I think there was another one. I forget what it was, but that was cool and just kind of reminded me of home, like the home church and stuff. There was more.
Yeah. Another one was we did a whole like breakout session. It was called the evangelism breakout session, and it was on giving your testimony, like a short way to give your testimony. And we just had a sermon about that with Jason. And when we did our mission trip, when the mission team came here, which you guys know about that because they did a podcast, but when they came here, we had like a little training thing before the mission week actually started. And one of the pastors from there gave a whole like
the whiteboard and everything,
a
with,
whole
like
sermon thing on it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, and we had like basically the same thing. So it was crazy to see how that overlapped so many. It was
Pastor
crazy.
Jason like handed out cards of like write down 2 adjectives or something about like you before Christ and then 2 after Christ. And then the guy that was talking at Word of Life literally said the same thing, but he just like use 3 or use 2, which doesn't really matter. Like you could say 1 or you could say 5.
Yeah.
But we went through the exact same thing, and me and Bindi were just sitting there like,
yeah, we were like, whoa,
this is crazy.
Insane.
And it kind of just lets us know that like what we're doing here, like what Pastor Jason is teaching us here, like this is truly God working, and like we are taking the right steps towards our goal. Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Hello.
Hey, Richard. What? Welcome.
Thank you.
For the Ridge, we have Hannah, Ethan, and Willow today. So, what was your favorite part of the whole camp week?
The beach.
The beach? Did you guys like the beach?
I just like the rallies.
Very fun. What was your favorite thing about the beach?
Yaga bowl and the water obstacle course.
Oh, sounds fun.
For me, it has to be either the rock wall, because I got to the top, the rallies, or the beach.
I like the metal slide into the lake.
What team were you guys on?
The blue team.
Blue team.
Blue.
And did you win?
Yes.
Yes.
Awesome.
We had to walk 5 miles every single day.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
I realized when I got home that I'm a lot stronger because I was climbing my tree at my house, and it was a lot easier.
Anything funny happen over the week that you would like to share?
Oh, we had a cabin mate named Frederick Dean. If I can go.
We had a campmate named Margaret
Chad.
and Chad. They were both the same person.
You had
would wear a braid, and then she would flip her hair to the front, put a hood on, and wear sunglasses and call herself Chad. She could really pull it off because she can do a Batman voice.
I'm Batman.
What were your counselors' names, and did you like them?
So we had one named Zanash, but we called her Mama Z. Then we had one named Faith, but we called her, Mima. And then we had one named Carla, but we called her Aunt something. And then we had our counselor named Sophie, but we called her Papa. And then we called her boyfriend Mama.
That's weird.
We had 3 counselors named
Jackson, Chase, and Ian, who we called Jackson, Chase, and Ian. We had a unit leader named Malachi.
And what's his name, Malachi?
Yes, so it was named Malachi.
Wow. It's crazy. You called them their real names.
Was it Malachi?
No, it was
Okay.
not. It was not Malachi. Yeah. It was Malachi. The other Malachi.
There was 2 Malachis?
There were 3 Malachis.
Then Malachi wouldn't have been a unit leader.
That's
Oh, yeah.
really confusing. There are 3 Malachis. Wow. How many people were in your cabins?
16.
16 if you count Frederick.
Frederick does not count if Frederick was not
What
real.
about counselors?
Did your cabins have names?
Cayuga.
We were the USA cabin.
USA and Cayuga?
Cayuga. C-A-Y-A-U-G-A. No, C-A-Y-U-G-A.
Okay. Cayuga. Wow.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
C-A-Y-U-G-A.
Okay. What were your favorite meals of the week?
Pizza.
Burgers.
And burgers.
They're all your favorite? You don't have a top favorite?
No.
Oh, you like the tacos?
Least favorite were eggs.
Hold on.
Eggs.
Yeah, eggs weren't as
The
good.
breakfast was horrible.
The breakfast was bad.
It wasn't that good.
Does anyone have any favorite songs that they heard?
You've already won? Because that was the first time
We
you ever
sang that in
sang on
church.
stage. I know. That was the first song.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Ethan?
Trying to remember what.
We want the truth.
Oh, that one was
I think we might have also
That
sang
one's
one.
fun.
I can't remember. We were looking at the playlist and seeing like what overlapped and whatnot. What is the coolest thing that happened at camp?
The quad party.
The quad party. We did not have that. Does someone want to explain what that is?
They were selling, so it's basically a party outside on the turf and like around the place. And we had inflatables,
Oh,
9 square, which I'm guessing was one of his favorite
Rules,
parts.
9 square, Gaga,
Volleyball, soccer, football.
football. And it's the reason why it's
And they
called
were
quad
selling-
party is because we have this little area that's like, is it like 4 different sections of like hammocks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And they were selling.
That's cool.
I just thought it was called Quad Party.
And that was like the main area where they were selling melonade and pizza.
Which is basically
Melonade.
just they put
And they said
watermelon.
if you
flavoring.
got a pizza you get free melonade, but that
They
did
said
not,
potentially.
Yeah.
that did not happen.
It never happened.
That never happened.
But a melonade is basically just to put watermelon flavoring in it, and then they put
But watermelon syrup,
watermelon syrup, and then they put lemonade, and then they put
the
Watermelon gummies.
sour biscuits.
So what is it? Melonade?
melonade.
Yes.
The melonade is basically the cherry limeade of the ridge. Did the melonade have any? That's so cool.
Strawberry flavored.
They tasted like bubble gum, kind of.
Oh, interesting. Did you have a snack shack?
Yes.
Did you buy anything from it?
Melonade. I bought a pack of Swedish fish and a Pepsi.
Oh.
The one time I bought melonade, they were running out of the syrup stuff, so they just gave me the rest, and there's like that much of their shit like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And I also bought a pack of Sour Patch Kid watermelon. Just dumped the rest. Just dumped.
Oh, added it.
I
Made your own
won a melonade because I was on middle shows for the Word of Life, and
Oh, that's cool.
I guessed where one of the leaders named Ollie's sister lived, and his sister's named Hannah. She lives in Australia.
Oh, that's so
So I guessed that, and I got a free melonade.
Wow. So, Ethan, I heard that you may or may not have bought something, invested your money in something like amazing. And I heard that it was a fuzzy blanket. Is that true?
That is true.
Oh my goodness.
That is.
Is it a nice blanket?
It is a nice blanket. It's a picture of the Adirondacks.
Oh, that's actually
All the
really
lakes
cool.
and mountains and stuff.
All I
Wow.
saw on it was blue and green. That's the only
Blue and green
There's a
mountain.
mountain called Score Mountain.
Oh, that's cool. Can you see the island on it?
Yes.
Oh.
Wait. Maybe. I didn't really look that close.
Oh, okay. And I heard that Willow bought a sweatshirt
Yeah.
and Hannah bought a shirt because she's wearing it right now. I bought this shirt
And then I bought these 2 rings and a little sticker that says "Grow up, eat a piece of pizza" on it because that was a little quote from camp.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. So, what was your favorite thing that you learned this week?
So it was during like one of the testimonies and during quiet time, I learned sometimes people think that the world was created on accident, but that can't happen. So God created the world, but people then are like, but who created God? But God doesn't have that limit because he created the rule that it has to be created by someone. So he was never created, but he has always been like there.
Very great. If I could snap it. I can't snap, but I try. Anyway.
My favorite thing I learned is that there's a bunch of scientifically proven stuff in the Bible that man didn't find out till like 1,000 years later.
What you learned?
I learned that everybody has doubt.
Okay. We actually learned a very similar thing to that. We had a whole message on that.
Also, I learned that somehow, so if you stack up all of the different translations of the Bible, it could be as tall as like the Empire State Building. And somehow, and then if you stack up all the other types of like history books, it would be about 4 feet tall. And somehow the world believes that pile, but not the pile that is as tall, that could be as tall as like the Empire State Building. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah. So.
Do you have anything else you would like to say? Now's your chance. You have 60
I think that they should make the mile walk from our cabin to the rallies and the time when you eat like breakfast, lunch, and dinner shorter. Because we would go from our cabin to breakfast, which is a mile, to the rally, back to our, like near our cabin, back to lunch. And then you go back there, back to our cabin for free time.
I almost passed out from doing that, literally.
Which is
so the Ridge needs to invest in some golf carts, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they do. There were tons of golf carts there.
Really?
They just didn't let us ride them.
Oh.
They had a bunch of
and scooters and
bring your own golf cart, I guess.
But
you know, for next year.
We need to save up that money.
Ethan, you're going to the island next year, right?
Yes.
What is something that you're most excited about the island?
Everything. I'm excited about the place, the location, and the fun stuff that you do there.
Look, if I were going next year to the island, I'd be excited about the zip line if I were going next year. But I'm not. I would be going to the Ridge again.
Okay, and that wraps up.
All right, everyone. We are going to transition back to the island people. Woo. Thank you, Ridge people.
You're welcome.
Okay. Lift Ethan into the sky.
No.
Bye, everybody. Bye. So the week that we were there was over the 4th of July. So they had a fireworks show for us. Did you guys enjoy the fireworks show?
It was all right.
I sat with my counselor and made fun of everybody who was freaking out over fireworks like they've never seen fireworks before.
We had like the best seats ever. Like, we were sitting, like our legs were like over the water, so we had nobody in front of us, and it was fireworks. And the clouds, you could see the clouds over it. It was so pretty.
We snagged chairs from the Welcome Center over in Life. We got that little. They have a little building with TV in it that shows you the speaker of the week and everything. Yeah, my counselor went in there and I guarded the door and we stole 4 chairs so we could sit down because there was nowhere else to sit.
We got the chance to kind of explore more of the island this year than we did last year. And we got to like walk to some pretty cool spots. And there were these like big rock type things.
South Point.
Yeah, South Point. And it was so cool. We just stayed there for a while and it was the coolest thing ever.
I found clams. You put
and
snails in the water. You found snails?
Oh, yeah.
Snails.
There's lots of snails.
You brought them home. Not the living.
I brought a couple of clamshells.
Did you guys explore anything?
Well, we went to a whole new section of cabins. We were in a whole new area of cabins, so we explored.
Yeah, we explored the woods.
We explored the first day. And
we caught one of the baby turkeys.
Yeah, we caught a baby turkey.
We found a smaller island.
We did find a smaller island.
Like 150 yards long.
Yeah, 50 yards away from the island. So
and we wanted to swim to it. We didn't because we weren't allowed.
I found a frisbee. Yeah, Clara ventured under our cabin because she dropped her pen through the floorboards because they were like that far apart from each other. And we played frisbee for a while. When we were walking back from one of our rocks, we found these crazy leaves, and it was
they were so cool.
I wish I would have
Lost.
They were like regular leaves, but then they had like these black like swirly lines on them, and it looked like someone would have drew on them, but it was just really cool to see.
Oh yeah, you pressed
It's lost.
Oh my gosh.
We also had a lot of deep conversations on the rock. That one rock. It was just us four, and there was like lots of deep conversations.
Yep.
We had a lot of deep conversations like this week, like more than last year, like us girls, because I think there was just more time to like sit and talk, and it wasn't go all the time.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we talked a lot more this year.
Okay, so put this on for you, Abby. New friendships.
Okay. So I met Lindsay. I don't know her last name is Schmader. I met Lindsay Schmader, and she goes to dance with these two, so they knew her, and she was just so kind and so happy like all the time, and we bonded well. And then she wanted me to wake her up the one morning to get a shower. Or what was it in the morning, or was it like she's taking a nap? I think she was taking a nap. She was taking a nap, and one of our counselors was like,
every day.
She did. That's a lot. And one of our counselors was, I think it was Cadence. She was like, somebody's got to wake her up. Like, do you guys want to do it? Because your friends are doing me too. And I was like, I'll wake her up. So I just kind of like jumped on her, and like lay down beside her and stuff. And I was like, and she just woke up right away, and I was like, hey buddy. She was like, hey buddy. So like I kept doing that like throughout the week, like just waking her up randomly, like, hey buddy. And the one morning I woke her up to get a shower, and she rolls over and she's like, yeah, like what do you want? And I was like, do you want to get a shower? Like I woke you up at 6 to get a shower. And she goes, yes, I want to get a shower. I was like, okay, let's go get a shower. She was just so happy to have me wake her up at 6 a.m. to get a shower. It was so fun. Do you guys meet any new people?
Met a lot of homeschooled kids.
Yeah, we met a lot. Well, we met a lot of homeschool kids, and then I was like with my counselor the whole time, Jack, and I met all of the second years from Word of Life because he was friends with all of them. So I feel like I probably hung out with counselors more than I actually hung out with campers.
When we were sitting at the table, Ariel, our counselor, her boyfriend was there, and her boyfriend was sitting down, and he was like, what are you guys' names? But I misheard him, and I thought he said like, what are you guys' last names? So I look at him, I was like, that's like the most craziest question. It's like what I'm thinking. And I look at him, I'm like, Hastings, and he's like, and like everybody starts laughing. I'm like, what did I do? Because I thought this guy wanted to know my last name, which is the weirdest thing ever. So now Lindsay just calls me Hastings because that's what I answered.
What was your favorite game that we played, or activity, I guess, that we played this week?
The inner tube one on the turf court. 100%.
Trash can one.
Okay.
I should have won a plank contest because this one girl was not in anything that looked like a plank at all. But then they only needed 3 people, and there was like 4 of us left. I don't know who any of them were. But then she literally just like walked over before me, and they gave her the spot instead of me. And I was very bitter about that because I should have won the plank. It was a long plank too. Like it was a good like 4 or 5 minute plank.
It was crazy.
Like, I didn't know. I was trying to like count, but to see how long it was, but I was. And it had to be like intimidating too, because like everyone's
a whole team
on
at
both sides, like made a huge circle.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was a plank contest. Like I think they tried to pick you because they were like eliminating people, and I'm just guessing they eliminated people that like didn't look intimidating because they like, or they eliminated the intimidating people because they eliminated like all the guys. So it was like a couple girls and then like 2 guys left. So I guess I just don't look intimidating. Oh, they also thought that I should have been at the Ridge whenever I was like getting my lice checked. They were like, "Oh, so are you going to the Ridge?" And I'm like, "Nope, I graduated high school."
Oh my gosh.
Me and Clara and Lindsay and Erica, we went tubing, and that was really fun. And they went pretty fast, and this boat was like so nice. Like riding on the boat for 20 minutes was just as good as tubing, and it was really fun. We all fell off at least once. Erica fell twice, but it was a good time.
My favorite game was probably the slip and slide game, even though it was kind of not the greatest conditions, but it was still kind of fun to try to run up a slip and slide.
With people like coming down and wiping it.
Yeah, they just would.
Poor Jamie got like wiped out by this like big guy. She just like fell over. Like, so we're supposed to be holding on this tube, and this guy goes bailing down, and Jamie just like, wow.
What did you guys think of the bus ride, like there and home?
Home wasn't as bad as though.
Like,
Yeah, I feel like home wasn't as bad.
Actually, going out wasn't that bad because we just messed around.
Yeah, we messed around the whole time, but home was like, home felt like it didn't take as long because I actually slept a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You definitely did. I was right beside you.
I slept like 20 minutes. I was so upset because I slept those 20 minutes. I woke up and still laid there with my eyes shut, just hoping like more time would pass by. And I was hoping it'd be like 1:30, and I opened my eyes and it was like 20 minutes went by instead of like 3 hours, and I was really upset.
Yeah, you like fall asleep. We get on the bus at like 8. You wake up and it's like 8:20, and you're like,
Yeah.
I feel like we were very rowdy on the way there.
The way there just seemed to take forever.
yeah,
I think we took a longer way.
I would agree. I wouldn't be surprised.
it felt like it.
On the way there, Bindi put this in my hair, and I still haven't figured out how to take it out. So it's kind of stuck.
I put one in Lindsay's hair, and it took me like 2 hours to
Yeah,
get
it took a while to put it
in her hair. No, we went to Chick-fil-A.
Oh yes,
On the way
Chick-fil-A.
back.
Yeah, so we and yeah, kind of.
What?
We like figured out how to convince Jarrett to take us to Chick-fil-A. So I was like we were all making bracelets like the whole week. Like we just had them on
I think
our water
I have
bottles.
like 5 bracelets on my water bottle.
Yeah, it's kind of
I wish I could show you because they were like so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we were making bracelets a lot. So we were talking to Jarrett the one day, and he was like, "I want a bracelet." So I was like, "Okay, I'll make you a bracelet." So
In that whiny voice too.
yes,
I want
yeah,
a
he sounded just like that. And so I was like, "Okay, I'll make him a bracelet." And then we decided we were going to trade the bracelet for something. We were like, we have to like actually get something out of this. So we were like, "We'll give you the bracelet if you get us Chick-fil-A on the way home." And then he actually did, and I was like, "Wow, that's crazy." Quiet time.
We had the most peaceful, quiet time. Like we would just sit there and just
very nice.
journal, and I don't know, very nice.
We liked comedy night, and we thought it was kind of disgusting, but we thought it was also very funny. There's a lot of funny things that happened. So
We got in were you there for that? Getting the seats?
Yes.
We got in a heated argument with one of the other counselors about how she called the first 4 rows of seats. And I was not about to have that. So as soon as they opened the doors, I slammed the door on the guy's office opening it. I slammed it right in his face and ripped everyone out of the way and then just ran down.
Yeah. We were like shoving people out of the way, running down our whole cabin.
They like said to us, they were like, "Please don't push us. Please don't push us." I wasn't about to listen.
It was Jack's idea. Jack said, "We're getting those
He's
seats."
a manipulator.
You guys got really good. We were on the side, and we were like dragging.
We were in front of the door, and he was like, "We're getting those seats, boys. Get those seats." So we all run in. We're like shoving everybody. Brenden has like one aisle. Everybody who tries to walk in the seats, he's just shoving them out of the way.
And then we were so close that we could smell them lathering each other in peanut butter.
Ew,
Yeah.
that was disgusting. Peanut butter sandwich. I'm never gonna eat a peanut butter sandwich again. No.
I think they did the same exact thing last year.
They did, yeah.
I definitely.
I remember
Did
it.
they do the vending machine last year?
No, the vending machine was
That was
the vending machine was disgusting.
We should reenact it.
No.
Not me. I'm not doing that.
That was
I'll be the
gross.
stuff that pours it into your mouth. And then you have to...
That is gross.
So like one guy came up and was like, so the one guy was a vending machine, and then a person that wanted stuff came up and it was like, hey, I want chocolate milk. So the guy behind him was like pouring chocolate syrup
He
in
put
his
the
mouth.
money
He put the
into
money
the
in
guy's
his
mouth. Which
Yes.
personally, that was the worst.
That was disgusting.
Really gross.
And then he put the guy behind him, who behind the vending machine guy, put chocolate syrup in his mouth, and then milk in his mouth. And the vending machine guy was like swishing around, which is disgusting. And then he turned on one knee, opened the guy's mouth who wanted it, and spit it into his mouth. But the guy that actually took it actually drank it.
And
And he was
it.
lactose
It was
intolerant.
disgusting.
Yeah.
We got raided in the night.
That's kind of what started our war.
That's true. And that in the bathrooms.
Oh, and then we also got raided by Mark and Vaughn, covered in peanut butter. And they came into our cabin with our UL and hugged us while they were covered in peanut butter. So my
As soon as he
Luke
was done with
22
the
6
shower.
short is covered in peanut butter right now. So
That's terrible.
As soon as you were done with your shower.
I didn't shower yet.
Oh, okay.
So
Someone did.
Caleb
Caleb
walked
got
in
done
as soon as he
showering,
was done with
okay.
his shower, and they came in and hugged him.
That's horrible. So they had like these certain phrases that they could only say
During
during
comedy
comedy night. And one of them was like, chat, he's cooked. And they were like acting on a funeral. But then after that, I went out to like there's this like blob on the water and you like get catapulted off, like you jump on and then you fly off. And one of the program directors? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Program guys. He like tried to do a double front flip off the blob and landed like so hard on his back. Like it smacked so hard on the water. And then there was another one like up on the platform and he just looked down and goes, chat, he's cooked. And he came out of the water and his whole back is bright red. It was really bad.
And like during comedy night, the one guy just completely full blown ran at another one who was a rat.
Yeah.
And like the tallest person ever just completely ran and jumped on him and took him down, and he
tackled him to the ground.
like scraped his like shoulder, and his arm was like wrapped and stuff. I mean, they seemed fine, but at the moment, but he just took him down. It's crazy.
During the slip and slide game, one of the program guys put down their jug of soap. He like picked it up and started dumping it on everybody.
Oh my gosh, is that you?
Yeah.
They yelled at you through a
He's like,
microphone.
put down the soap, I see you. So I threw it.
We're like lathering it
Yeah,
on.
we're just rubbing it all over ourselves.
Overall experience, what would you
12 out of 10. That's what
I would agree.
everybody.
It was a good experience.
7, maybe 6. It
Oh my God.
dropped this year.
I'd say it was an 8.
Yeah, I'd say last year was really fun.
Yeah, last
Like,
year was
It was definitely different. I think I knew what to expect this year, so it was it didn't have like, it had a huge impact, don't get me wrong, but like
yeah.
the impact last year, since we didn't know what we were getting into, just kind of,
It's like the awe factor.
'cause you
Yes.
guys
It
were
was my
expecting
first year,
that.
That's why you had
Yeah.
a 12
Yeah.
and nobody else did.
yeah.
I feel like it genuinely, we tried to do the same exact stuff that we did last year that we
It
found.
was just too many people. That
Yeah,
was the
I think
problem.
that's what
too many
genuinely
people.
made it less fun. When we had like 100, 200 people last year compared to the 450 this year,
How many were there last year?
there had to
No,
be like
half that.
200.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
No way.
So it was like everyone ate at the same time, but like at the same time, it made like meals so much better because you weren't foot to foot with somebody the whole time or with 3 cabins at a table.
A lot of the sermons seem to be like more how do you pronounce that?
Evangelical?
Yeah, instead of like discipling. So I feel like for people who already found faith, most of the sermons weren't for them. Like I feel like it was for new people, so it wasn't as impactful.
That's
Just
what I
got
was.
I don't know if I got saved last year because I don't think they went.
But Jay Sanders is really good. That's the thing. Jay Sanders was really good. Every morning was.
I like the other one. I like the bald man.
Every morning was.
They were
really
all
good.
really good.
They were.
I see your point, but at the same time, like you can still learn at least something.
You can, but
That's what I mean. That's
there
why I
was
like Jay's because he doesn't work for Word of Life. He's his own.
I think like half of them were talking about social media, and I was just sitting there and I was like,
You don't.
Yeah.
You
yeah, I know. I was just sitting there. I was like, why am I here? So I didn't get much out of like some of them.
I did like that first guy. Was it like the first night we were there or like the first morning or something
That
when
was
Jay
Locke.
Sanders
That was
wasn't
John
there?
Locke.
Well, I liked his sermon or whatever you wanted to call it because what did he say? It was like if people wanted to write the Bible, they couldn't, and if people couldn't write or something. How did they phrase? I wrote it down.
Yeah, if
they
could, they wouldn't. But if they
Would, they couldn't.
They wouldn't.
Yeah.
If they could, they wouldn't.
My favorite was definitely the one about gossip because I feel like it is much needed in a time where you can genuinely just point fun and poke fun at anybody just from your fingertips and like genuinely just ruin someone's like teenage life. Like that's what people do.
Again, I don't have that problem.
You don't have that.
So, like I didn't know what to do. I was just sitting there. I was like,
But like even gossip, like if you listen to it, you could gain because not all gossip is from someone's phone. Like people still gossip face to face when you're in school. You're kind of on your way out of it though. But like being in school and like having all the gossip, it's just genuinely annoying. Like you get tired of it so easily. So
I like the one about comfort. I don't know who did that.
yeah, I really liked that one.
Because it was like
that was Jared not Jared, what was his name? He was the rich guy.
Jordan's so good.
He's so
Him
funny.
last year, he did that.
I fell asleep during that, I'm not gonna lie. But it wasn't because he was boring. It was just because it was so hot in the Pine Pavilion.
It was
Yes.
so hot.
That's why I fell asleep. It's because I was like, if I fall asleep, I'll just get out of here faster.
But
So
he made it funny. Like he put stories in it and like engaging
tried
stuff.
he gets very
Lock it.
distracted.
Yes.
Lock it.
He gets very distracted, and he's so funny.
Like Jarrett.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, I like the one on comfort. What?
it was just talking about like in this life you're not called to a life of comfort. Like it's not supposed to be easy and it's not meant to be. So you just have to kind of accept that because you're going somewhere better eventually. So.
Yeah.
At the time, it was really hot, so it was like you already did the first step of it because you're
Yeah.
sitting in
Yeah.
this hot, uncomfortable
You're already
pavilion.
uncomfortable.
That's when I woke up. He said, raise your hand if you're hot right now. And Aaron was sitting behind me and woke me up and he goes, I know you weren't awake because you didn't raise your hand because you said you're odd. And he said, oh, yeah, that is true.
I like the comfort one a lot because I genuinely think I'm like called to be a missionary, and I don't want to be a missionary. Like I don't want to do that, and I don't know what to do. And then I was sitting there through that, and it's like he was just genuinely talking to me, and I was like, I didn't want to hear it, but I had to hear it. So I'm actually really happy I was there for that.
One of our counselors talked about like she's been through a lot of suffering, just like the week before we came there, and she was so open about it, and she kept talking to us like you should have open conversations in your church about suffering because the church isn't just a place to feel happy and just to feel good. Like it is, like you should be joyful and have hope, but like just to have open conversations that everybody's struggling. And we threw after we threw a stick in the fire, we all just talked about like some of our struggles that we have, and it was so eye-opening to see like, oh, you kind of know what I'm going through, and I know what you're going through and stuff. And just all the struggles was eye-opening because whenever we're out there doing stuff, they were smiling and having fun, but you don't realize what's really going
That's like the whole thing with doubt is like that whole video that we watched. That was a really good one. The whole video we watched about doubt, when after we threw the stick in the fire and we all went to the cabin, we started like, I wouldn't even say we're sharing our testimonies, but just talking about things that we struggle with. And it was like genuine, like what she said, where she was like, I've been struggling with doubt. And then she looks around and everybody else was like, yeah, I agree with that. That's what was good is like we all had something that we could connect to and like have a time to be serious and vulnerable. And that's honestly like what's going to make you grow as a human being and in your faith. So like, those are good.
We had a lot of deep conversations. I think we said that already. Like me and Bindi had a deep conversation. I think like connected
we talked for
really
like
good.
a solid like hour about like just
struggles and everything like that we were been learning about and stuff.
And the one time at the Rock, like us four just talking about like life advice. So like that was really fun too.
Our life advice was between like the four of us was they were just like little things, like just little takeaways. Like it was just random what we were thinking. But keep your chin up, find joy in everything. God will like get you through anything. Savor the moment and pray and take the risk.
I live by pray and take the risk. That's a good one. It's my favorite thing to say.
We had deep conversations, but I wouldn't say it's life advice. It was more like...
No, almost in our cabin, I'd say like at least one person was going through something that
everyone was going through.
Like you'd open up.
You shared one or more
like
things.
Spencer. Like whenever I said about my thing, and Spencer was the only one who understood. But just to have Spencer to understand was...
Exactly.
I don't know.
And I felt like very connected with like even our counselors. Like I feel like God put us in a cabin with our counselors because they had the exact same problems.
I so much agree with that.
I feel like I learned way more from my counselors than I learned from actually like the sermons and the speaking, because I was with my counselors all the time, and like you're not with Jay Sanders the whole time. Like if Jay Sanders was a counselor, he'd probably learn way more because he is deeper in his faith, but that's just not possible.
Like our counselors to like camper ratio, like it just seemed like the counselors like were there for certain people.
Yeah, it was weird. It's almost like they made you take like a personality survey before you went there, and then they put you exactly with the right counselor. It was so weird. That's like when our counselor shared his testimony. I was like, that is like exactly what I'm going through in life.
So which one?
Jack and Isaiah.
Yeah, I don't remember Shadrach's.
I don't remember Shadrach's either.
I feel like you can tell, like, I don't have this written down. I just thought of it, but like I feel like you can tell like we've grown a lot. Like because last year's podcast, like I feel like it was more just like silly stuff, but like this year we actually like talked about like actual like,
and it wasn't even questions. We just talked.
Yeah.
Like it just carried.
Yeah.
A random fact, well, not like random, but like a takeaway from one of the things, there is something that like God can't do. Like God can't be around sin. And that was really interesting because like God can do everything. Like he's God, but like, no, he cannot be around sin, which I just thought was really interesting. And just, I'd never thought about it before because you think he's got everything, but there is, like Jesus at a bridge. Yes.
I'm looking at what like notes right now and of that I took there, and they were talking about like a little part like the unity of the Bible and how there's 66 books, 40 authors over like 1,600 years, and that is so cool because they never, how do you put it, like they never went against each other. They always agreed with each other. They always agreed with each other, and like they probably didn't even know it. Well, they definitely didn't even know each other because different times and stuff. But I thought that was cool because like we were talking about in Sunday school this morning about how people have like come up to Jared and Jason like, oh my goodness, like the songs and then reading the Bible and then the sermon all match together, and they're like, thank you, but that wasn't us.
Yeah,
and
like all the stuff that overlap.
And so like the Bible, it's like you can't argue against that because that's what it is, but it's just so united.
Do you remember the map they showed last year with like all the colors, and it was like how many correlations it had?
Oh yes, with the lines.
That was like the most impactful thing I think I've seen.
And it was like, was it the ones that showed the lines that go up?
Yeah.
And then there was the lines. Yeah, that was really good.
I think that like we were all there very much like for a reason, because it was so like spur of the moment. Like I wasn't gonna go, and then Lindsay was also not gonna go because like I'm leaving in 2 days, and so just the fact that it was able to all work out, and then we even like bunked with you guys because we like talked so much. It was crazy, but I think a very fun group has formed from what we did. So I'm very thankful for that.
And we like plan to be accountability partners.
We're accountability partners.
We are now accountability partners. Let's hit the trail running.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. Our prayer is that you've heard something today that will help you be a better disciple of Jesus Christ. We also want to encourage you to make sure you take your next step in your discipleship journey by considering what it is you would do about what you heard today, and then go and do it. Finally, we want to invite you to join us at 10:30 on Sundays, either at our Main Street campus in downtown Clarion between Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's, or online at fbcclarion.com. God bless.
Intro.
Okay. It's fine.
Remember the crayon thing?
Oh my gosh, yes. You mean Crayon?
No, it's crayon.
What are we allowed to talk about?
Well, we had Spencer acquire us 2 cans of bug spray and some duct tape. Colton says, wait a minute, I'm going to run into this cabin and get bug spray on me so that bugs don't attack me. Runs across the bug spray and Looney Tune falls right onto the floor of the...
Cut this out. Just cut all this out. You're chill like that, man.
I'm starting at the beginning.
That's not true.
Break into song right
All
now.
my friends just want to be famous.
Did they sing that to the
Yeah.
Go, Ethan. We want to get this over with.
Oh, I wasn't ready.
Straight face.
You gotta mug the camera.
Straight face.
It's mugging.
Wait, we're not doing the cross? Abigail, put it in the group chat.
Please put that in the group chat.
Did you get that on video?
Do it.
It was really nice whenever I had like a shot of chocolate milk for breakfast.
Please take that out.
There was a cabin of kids who would turn off the water in the toilets and fill it full of paper towels. There was about four spiders per shower.
Insert rich people now.
This is kind of scary. Wait, are we popping up and going meow, meow, meow?
Get the whole way down.
3, 2, 1. You guys are supposed to come up and I say,
Hello!
okay. My favorite song?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't really think about
We can
that.
go that later.
Because I'm supposed to be asking the question.
Meow, 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 meow.
Okay, get out.
I'm the plumber.
Yeah, Caleb didn't drop anything on my bed. He was right.
Yeah, I know.
But his sheets did, like, keep coming off of his bed and fall. And so, like, I had, like, a curtain.
Stop.
Hey, anything else that you guys want to say on this podcast?
Can we have Bindi back?
Chat, he's
It's so
cooked.
bad. It's like...
So.
Nope.
So.
Yeah, I don't know any.
We
Okay,
don't know
just-
their names.
3, 2, 1.
I was so much better than last year. I'm conditioned now.